Today I'm going to be talking about communication and children with autism. It's not easy when you have a child who does not communicate. It's not easy for you, but it's even harder for your child. Imagine living in a world where you cannot say what you need or want or think or feel, where you sometimes need to kick or scream or cry to make yourself heard. My child wasn't nonverbal, but she began not by learning words or engaging with me. Rather, she began by filling in the words of nursery rhymes. She spoke with echolalia. She was capable of speaking, but she didn't understand at first what communication was or what it was meant to achieve. Neurotypical children seem to pick up words naturally. They watch things keenly, they look into their mother's eyes, they learn the sound and the meaning of words in the course of their interactions. Then they begin to name things and point at things, looking for the affirmation of their parents as they do this. And they then proceed to ask for what they want, using the words they know, and they even make simple comments about the world when they are little, when they are babies. My child, as I said, did not follow this pattern. There was almost no spontaneous naming of things, no requests for what she wanted. When she began to attend speech therapy and I sat in and observed the sessions, I understood something important, that she had to be directly taught the words. She had to be taught the ways of communication, all of which seemed to come naturally to her peers. So she was different to her peers. They seemed to have an inner capacity and desire to learn and absorb things. She, on the other hand, needed to be directed, shown, and guided on this path. This was an important thing for me to realize. It meant that a deliberate process of interaction, play, and teaching of communication was needed in order for my child to learn to communicate and to interact with others. In fact, I could not wait for this to happen by itself because it was unlikely to happen by itself. And this is one of the issues we experience as parents of children with autism. We have grown up believing that words and communication develop naturally because that's how we were, and that's how it was with everyone around us. We believe that the ability to communicate is natural, that it is almost intuitive, and so we expect it to happen by itself for our children, and we become scared or confused when this does not occur. So, if learning, communication, interaction, and play have to be initiated and actively pursued in this way by parents, professionals, and carers when it comes to autistic people, then the next question you might ask yourself is, where do you begin? Where do you begin when your child is not communicating or is not interacting? The human vocabulary is vast. Communication is complex. It is not just about words, it's also about eye contact, interpreting body language, discerning meaning. Your child may be isolated, not interacting, engaging in repetitive behaviors that fill up his days. Where does communication fit into this pattern? The answer depends on the capabilities of your child, on where he finds himself on the autism spectrum. It also depends on your personal circumstances, on your view of autism and disability, and most importantly, it depends on your abilities and your resources. I can share with you what I learned on my journey, some of the things that I did, but they may not necessarily apply to you. As I said, the first thing I did when I realized that my child's speech was delayed is that I took her to speech therapy. I sat in on sessions, and by observing these sessions, I began to understand that the more I interacted with my child, played with her, played games with her, taught her new words, new ways to communicate, all of which had to be done in fun ways, the more she was likely to learn to communicate and the more she would begin to interact with others. When she subsequently went onto a home program where she was taught more intensively and taught specifically to communicate, I was exposed to further methods of teaching and supporting her. If you look at some of my YouTube shorts in my channel, Unraveling Autism, each one of them, except for the first two, features Akila engaged in activities that help her to communicate, learn, interact, and grow. They include things like naming or labeling things, whether through talking, signing, the use of cards, actions, or digital communication devices. They include asking for things, the things that you want or need, supported by visuals. They include saying something about a thing, whether it's that a leopard has spots or that a dog barks, and they also include explaining in some way what things are used for. All sorts of things, from cups for drinking, cereal for breakfast. And then there are also various games, of which I include language games and, importantly, play. There are many ways to play, hundreds of possible games, innumerable ways, varying from the simple to the complex. Many games played with neurotypical children can be adapted in some way so that you can play them with autistic children in one on one scenarios. Every interaction counts. It has the potential to promote growth and social awareness. Then, cognitive activities, and in fact all learning, can also intersect with core aspects of the autism disability because I think the more you know and understand about the world, the more you will also understand language, the world, and human beings. I have also highlighted the advantages of having a suitable pet, as they are capable of providing a level of love, loyalty, and communication to the disabled that is not sufficiently acknowledged. Between humans and animals, there is much love, loyalty, and a kind of nonverbal communication. And then I've also shown the influence of art and the learning of life skills in my child's development, which is a work in progress because she still has many, many skills yet to learn. At the same time, I want to say there is no end point for us. I can draw no parallel in worldly milestones between our journey and the journey of most neurotypicals. We continue to learn and to make mistakes, but we always keep trying. And in the midst of all of this, I am trying to build the best relationship that I can with my child. Remember, wherever your child is on the spectrum, a loving and accepting relationship is possible. Without that, everything else has very little significance. Thanks, guys. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Unraveling Autism for daily shorts and podcasts on all autism related issues. Take care.